Welcome to Bioethics channel. My name is Pascal Chinorian Leke from the Department of Philosophy, University of Lagos, Nigeria. I'm going to look at certain issues that come up in the Bioethics arena. We're going to be looking at euthanasia, what they call mercy killing. On the stage with me is
Dr. Matthew Itudu of the Department of Philosophy, University of Lagos.
I am Molai Bangura, Department of Economics, University of Lagos.
You're welcome. So briefly, let us look at our Bioethics bulletin. There's an entry by Patrick Moyo. It's a 2027 entry. 2017, sorry. Looks at into the ethical dilemma provoked by euthanasia. This is related to medical assistance in dying. To separate this so that we can have direct look at euthanasia and see when killing has become an act of mercy, as they call it mercy killing. This is the old form of this, where it was refined and called medical assistance in dying. So let me just go through this. Euthanasia refers to the termination of a terminally ill patient's life. It's executed at an individual's consent, especially when someone is suffering from an incurable health condition. In addition, the decision to terminate the patient's life can also be made by the patient's relatives, the court of law, or medical practitioners. However, it is worth noting that the decision by the relatives, the court, or the medics is only reached if the patient is critically ill, so that he or she cannot think or reason. Euthanasia is commonly known as mercy killing or assisted suicide because all the suicide procedures are designed in such a way that the patient's dignity is not degraded or compromised. The Greeks termed it as euthanatos, which simply meant easy death. Some individuals who are not terminally ill can sign consent for their lives to be terminated through euthanasia because of ethical reasons, especially with matters related to human dignity, but this happens on rare occasions. However, euthanasia has aroused unprecedented debate in the society because it involves several considerations, the most significant one being practical, religious, and ethical issues. However, this practice seems to be somehow challenging to the health professionals, since it is not in alignment with the medical ethics or legal framework. Or can even say the Hippocratic oath for physicians. So let us examine this issue. What are the matters arising from euthanasia, the practice of mercy killing, and how has medical practice, which is supposed to be meant to prolong life, to heal, to cure, become a means of helping someone to die. They don't like medical assistance in dying. That it becomes an act of mercy to accelerate death, either by withdrawing medical treatment or by that's passive euthanasia, by refusing to give the treatment you are supposed to give that will make the person to continue to live, or by giving positive euthanasia, active euthanasia, by giving a medication or a prescription that will accelerate the process of dying. But euthanasia has to do with someone that must be in excruciating pain. There may be no hope of survival, and the situation is like medical futility. And they consider the best thing to do for the terminally ill is to let the person exit. That's why we call it mercy killing. It becomes an act of mercy for the person to exit. So, what are the critical issues in this kind of practice?
Thank you, Dr. Pascal. Again, as the title of the concept goes, we're talking about mass killing, which by its very existence is really to aid somebody to die, just by way of preserving the dignity of that person and the dignity of the family generally. I think for me, these are all concepts that have found their way into the medical world. They are not just coming out of thin air. They came out of experiences that people have gone through, and at the end of the day, they've been able to couch concepts that they think are concepts that are alive in the medical field, and they are worth taking cognizance of. But again, in Africa, we are always like late comers, or I call the continent is like a late adopter of whatever concepts that come at the international realm. So because it has to again face out with the difficulty of marrying some of these concepts with our culture. Initially, you raise this issue of the concept of life, the sanctity of life. So our world view of life goes a long way to determine the way we embrace and the way we adopt some of this culture. So for me, naturally, I don't think it is anything wrong if you have a parent or a sibling or a family member who is going through a terminal disease and is really going through some extreme suffering that you really know there is no way this person can get out of it. For me, it's better you just do mercy killing. You understand? Early exit instead of allowing that person to go through all this pain for a protracted length of years without any end in sight. So for me, I think it's something again that our culture needs to look at, but the most important aspect is building the right framework. When do we trigger mercy killing? You understand? Because if we don't really draw a clear line, a clear triggers, a clear framework, the regulations that guides these principles, people will be committing suicide, people will be committing murder instead of what you call mercy killing. That's my opinion.
Then you don't know what you have to say about it.
So when you consider the pain that one has to go through before allowed to die or consent. But I also advise that people should consider the issue of medical research. We all know that research is an ongoing activity. An ailment or disease that appears very incurable today will become curable tomorrow. So I don't think we should just give up to say that, oh, this person is terminally ill, there's no cure, and therefore we should end the life. I don't think so. I think that's an important question. And there's the problem of time. And now how do we place it? There are some people who cannot bear pain, who are unable to carry on with excruciating pain. And there are some people who have that tenacity. For some people, they give up so easily when they go just like a year or 2 or 3 days, they're out. They really beg the doctor, please take me out. There are some people that can last for 5, 10 years, 15 years. And eventually, thanks to medical practice or medical evolution and research, a cure emerges that saves the life of the patient. So I think euthanasia is going to be a controversial topic for a while. I don't consider the issue of medical research, which in the future are likely going to open up new solutions. And also the issue of physiological tenacity. How long can you cope? How long can you hold on? Can you hold on for a while? Keep holding on with faith. Yeah, and that's where religion comes in, by asking us to be hopeful, keep praying. And in a few cases, I think people have succeeded to be healed rather than taking the easy way out through euthanasia.
So I was trying to say that now, how long are we continuing to prolong life, which we also know that it might end in fertility? Can we continue to prolong the life of a terminally ill person? Will you not worsen the situation? As someone in that palliative care, I know that there's no hope of survival. If someone is on life support machine, and the family is paying like 1 million naira every day to sustain that person's life, and when you switch off, the person goes. If we allow that machine to be on for the next 20 years, the person will be on life support machine for 20 years. And the family will grow and spend to the detriment of the other members of the family. So because of this very person, the family cannot move forward. And others, because of that economic deprivation, they also die. They want to bring out the issue of sexual. So are you suggesting that it is useless to continue to prolong the life of it, or it is right to continue to prolong the life to the detriment of other members of the family?
Supporting medical research is like a save life. And I think when that is done, that will reduce the issue of euthanasia. I don't just give up on people.
So you want us to continue to improve
medical research.
So that an illness that was considered
today
is incurable yesterday, incurable today.
Yes, I believe in that possibility.
Continue to invest in research, health and healthcare, good health and healthcare, see how we can continue to better human life
Yes.
and flourishing.
Because life is sacred. You know the first law is self-preservation, and we still need to continue. We mustn't give up. And that's the duty of the government to do more when it comes to health.
But the issue we see here is that there's a difference between killing and letting die. Because it brings the issue of euthanasia when you are not killing, it says not killing, it's not murder, but you are letting die. So what's the difference between killing and letting die? Then killing becomes an acceptable practice in medicine. Allow someone to die. Does it amount to killing? Then where do we stand in relation to Hippocratic oath? Is this oath going to be modified? The cycle of life which you mentioned ceases when the person is terminally ill. From indication, that is where we're heading to. When someone is in a situation where is terminally ill, the cycle of life, the person's life is no longer sacred. The life has lost its sacredity, so it can be disposed of. Everyone will understand. But our discussion remains open. Further criticisms will revisit this matter gradually from a clearer perspective, from more informed, and we will continue to research into this, come out with more perspectives on this, from religious, psychological, legal, cultural, and all, so that we can enrich our knowledge of bioethics. Thank you for coming on board.